Good morning. This is Kent Blaylock with SDG Replays. So what do you do when your pup wakes you up early in the morning, say 4:30 in the morning? What do you do? Well, you do a few things around the house, make you a cup of coffee, and then you roll some pocket pennant run baseball. So that's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to continue in our play of the 28-game season that I've set up between 8 teams. And we're into the 9th game of that 28-game season. In today's game, we're going to find the 1923 Hilldale club from the Negro Leagues that is going to be playing the 1979 Pittsburgh Pirates, that We Are Family Willie Stargell World Series winning Pittsburgh Pirates. In this season, however, the Pirates are just a 500 club so far. After 8 games, they're 4-4, while the Hilldale club is struggling. They're at 2-6, losers of their last 4. Pittsburgh won their last game, and in this matchup, we're going to find the ace of the Hilldale club, Red Ryan, who's got an 0-1 record with a 3.94 ERA with a .94 whip. He, with the pocket pennant run grading, he is an A-rated pitcher with A control, and he's D on his defense. Going to the mound for the Pirates will be their ace, Bert Blyleven, who is so far pitched flawlessly because he's got 2 game starts, but has no wins. Has no decisions at either one, and his ERA is 0, and he has a .8 whip. So he's pitched well. He's just not got any run support in the games that he's pitched in. Blyleven is a B-rated pitcher with B control and A defense, and he can go 6 innings. Red Ryan can go 7. So this is going to be a matchup between an A-rated Red Ryan with A control. So he's going to be difficult to hit. Runs might be scarce, but you never know how the dice is going to roll. So that's going to be our game. We're going to be seeing the Hilldale club from 1923 visiting the Pittsburgh Pirates at Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh. And we're just going to have fun rolling this game this morning. I hope you'll enjoy it. We have the 1923 Hilldale Club here in Pittsburgh this morning as we do this replay in the early AM of Wednesday, March 2nd. And we're going to have the Hilldale Club, and leading off for them will be Otto Briggs, playing right field. Batting in the second spot, Frank Warfield at second. John Henry Lloyd batting in the third spot at short. Louis Santup is batting cleanup, your catcher. Clint Thomas batting 5th in left field. Debo Johnson batting in the 6th spot in center field. Judy Johnson batting in the 7th spot at third base. Toussaint Allen batting in an 8th spot at first, and then your pitcher, Red Ryan, in your 9th spot. For the home team, Pittsburgh Pirates, here in Three Rivers Stadium, batting in the leadoff spot, Frank Tavares at short. In the second spot is your second baseman, Phil Garner. Batting in the third spot is Dave Parker in right field. Batting cleanup, Bill Robinson at first base. Batting in the 5th spot, Lee Lacey in left field. Batting in the 6th spot, Omar Marino in center field. Batting in the 7th spot, Dale Barra, your third baseman. And in the 8th spot, catcher Steve Nicosia. And in the 9th spot, pitching for the Pirates, Bert Blyleven. On the season, Blyleven has pitched well as Red Ryan. Red Ryan's actually, I should correct that, he's not really lived up to his A ratings. He has almost allowed 4 runs a game. Blyleven is yet to allow a run in the 15 innings he's pitched, and he has a .8 ERA, so he's pitching well. So let's get into this ball game here in Three Rivers Stadium. Let me change our view. Again, as you see on the screen, we have the player cards to your left. The cards by which you play, I mean. It's basically the charts on one page, and then you have the dice roller bottom left, and then we have the PC replay screen to record everything this game's going to unfold in front of us. And let's get into the game. Bert Blyleven on the mound. He's got his warm-up tosses in. And Otto Briggs stepping to the plate. The left-handed Briggs has a B rating with C power. Of course, he will maintain those ratings against the right-hander Blyleven. Blyleven into the stretch. Here's the pitch to Briggs. Briggs will get one to hit as Briggs makes contact. He lifts one into left field. Lee Lacey underneath it for out number 1 on the F7 putout. That'll bring Frank Warfield to the plate. C-rated batter with C power against the righty Blyleven. That will drop to a D. As Warfield steps in, Blyleven into the stretch. Here's the pitch. And that D10, he will get a single. Warfield hits a sharp ground ball past Tavares at short into the outfield for a 1-out single by Warfield. Warfield takes a slight lead as John Henry Lloyd steps to the plate. Lloyd, the lefty, A-rated batter with A power, can do damage as Warfield takes a slight lead. Blyleven into the stretch. Here's the pitch. And it is hit sharply to short. Tavares up with it. Over to Garner. Garner pivots, fires to Robinson at first for the inning. 6-4-3 double play turn by the Pittsburgh Pirates. And we go now to the bottom of the first with Red Ryan on the mound. Again, Ryan is an A-rated pitcher with A control, so he's going to be a challenge for the Pirates today as Frank Tavares steps to the plate. He's a C-rated batter with B power, which will drop to a D against Ryan. Here's the pitch to Tavares. And he singles into left field, drops it in front of Clint Thomas in left field. Lead off single by Frank Tavares. Tavares does not have good speed, so he will not be attempting any kind of base running antics as Phil Garner steps to the plate. Garner, B-rated batter, B power. That will drop to a C against Ryan. Red Ryan into the windup and the pitch. And he strikes him out. Garner goes down swinging. First strikeout for Ryan. Out number 1. Going to bring up Dave Parker, the dangerous Parker, batting from the left side. A-rated batter with A power will remain A. Here's the pitch from Ryan as he tries to get one by Parker. And Dave Parker does get to swing away. He lifts a fly ball in to center field. Johnson makes a few steps over toward Briggs, waves Briggs off for out number 2 on the fly ball by Dave Parker. That'll bring up Bill Robinson. Robinson, C-rated batter with A power, will drop to a D against Ryan. Here's the pitch from Red Ryan. And fly ball again to center field. Debo Johnson. Can of corn. F8 put out. For out number 3. We go to the second with our game scoreless. And Louis Santop coming to the plate. The lefty is a B-rated batter with B power, so he will remain a B against the righty Blyleven as Santop digs in. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. It's going to be a defensive check on the catcher, Nicosia. Santop hits a nubber in front of the plate, pounds it into the dirt. Nicosia up, pounces on it, sidesteps, throws to first for out number 1 on the 2-3 put out. That'll bring up Clint Thomas. The righty Thomas is a C-rated batter with B power, which will drop to a D against Blyleven. Blyleven into the windup and the pitch. And that will go to Thomas's power card, power rating, that D12, and his power rating is a B. And that's a double hit into the wall in left center field. Lacey up with it, but not before Clint Thomas is sliding in safely to second for a 1-out double, and we have a runner in scoring position as Debo Johnson steps to the plate. Excuse me while I get a sip of coffee. It is early in the morning. Johnson, a rated batter with B power, will drop to a B. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Ground ball to short. Thomas is breaking for third. Tavares fires it over to Berra, and they get Thomas at third. Great play by Tavares to get the lead runner. So the lead runner is retired. Johnson now on first with good speed. As Blyleven goes into windup, Johnson breaks for second. And he slides safely under the tag by Garner for a 2-out stolen base by Debo Johnson. As he puts himself in scoring position, Judy Johnson comes to the plate. C-rated batter with C power will be a D against Blyleven. Runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. And look at those crazy eights. Will not be doing injuries. Chose not to do that in this 28-game season. So that Johnson will get to hit away, fly ball into right field. Dave Parker over toward the right field line makes the play for out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the second, still scoreless here in Pittsburgh. And Lee Lacy coming to the plate. Lacy, a C-rated batter with B power. Drops to a D against Ryan. Ryan into the windup. Lacy stepping in. Here's the pitch. And that's a fly ball to Briggs in right field. Plays it easily for out number 1 on the deep fly by Lee Lacy. And that brings up Omar Marino. Marino's B-rated batter with C power. Remains a B against the righty Ryan. Here's the pitch to Marino. Ground ball to short. John Henry Lloyd up with it. Over to first. Tucson Allen into the stretch, and they get the speedy Marino by a half step for out number 2. That'll bring up your catcher, third baseman, Del Berra. A D-rated batter with C power. Here's the pitch to Berra. Ryan winding up, delivering. And he strikes out Berra for out number 3. And we go to the third, scoreless here in Pittsburgh. A pitcher's battle so far. As Allen steps to the plate, D-rated batter with C power. Blyleven, toe into rubber, goes into the windup and the pitch. Ground ball to Garner at second. Tosses over to Robinson for out number 1. And that'll bring up Red Ryan. As Blyleven looks at his counterpart into the windup and the pitch. And Red Ryan gets a fat one to hit as that goes to Ryan's power column. And Ryan hits one into the corner in left field, racing around a base pass, sliding in safely into second base for a one-out double by the pitcher, Ryan. That'll bring Otto Briggs back to the plate. Briggs, his first time up, flew out to left field. Here's the pitch to Briggs. And 11, 12, and 11. Otto Briggs, B-rated, that 11 goes to his power column. And that blue 12 means that Otto Briggs has took Blyleven's pitch and hit it long. He's hit it deep. He's hit it hard, and it's in the seats in right field. Home run, Otto Briggs. 2-run shot by Briggs here in the top of the third as he took that one deep, deep, deep. That'll bring Frank Warfield up to the plate as Blyleven toes the rubber in disgust. 2-0. Hilldale as Warfield steps in. Blyleven with the pitch. That'll be a control check on Blyleven. Again, Blyleven's control is a B. And he will walk Warfield, a little shook up after that 2-run shot. He walks Warfield. So Warfield on as John Henry Lloyd comes back to the plate. The A hitting Lloyd. It's Blyleven into the stretch. Here's the pitch. And again, John Henry Lloyd, who has A power, takes that offering from Blyleven, turns on it, crushes it. That meatball has been made into lasagna as he places that one in the seats in right field. 2 home runs given up so far in this top of the third, and 4 runs across now for the Hilldale club. And that 4th run, Blyleven's rating now, if I remember correctly, drops to a C. I think it's after 4 runs, or is it on the 5th run? Let me make sure I get that right. No, it's with over 4. So he's still at a B, but the next run he gives up, he'll drop a rating. So Blyleven's getting rocked here in the top of the third, 4-0 Hilldale, as Louis Santa steps to the plate. Here is the pitch. This time it's going to be a defensive check on the second baseman, Garner. Garner fields the sharply hit ground ball, tosses it to Robinson for out number 2. Now bring up Clint Thomas. Thomas, his first time up, doubled into left field. Here's the windup. Thomas stepping in, lifts a fly ball into left field. Lacey, gathering himself, makes the play for out number 3, but not after 4 runs have come across on 2 home runs by the Hilldale club. And the Hilldale club leads 4-0 going into the bottom of the third. And Steve Nicosia stepping to the plate. 4-run cushion for Red Ryan may be all he needs as Nicosia steps in. Here's the pitch, and he strikes him out. That red 1 is never good for the hitter. Out number 1. That'll bring up Bert Blyleven. We're going to leave Blyleven in. It's only the 3rd. Here's the pitch to Blyleven. Oh my goodness, 11, 12, and 12. Blyleven. That 11 means the batter's card. It's his power rating. That blue 12 is always a home run. And Bert Blyleven has hit a home run off of Red Ryan. He's hit one over Clint Thomas's head in left field. It drops just over the wall for a home run by Bert Blyleven. Who would ever thunk it? Well, it says he did. That's his first home run. I'll be curious to see if he ever hit a home run in 79, but he has in this replay. Frank Taveras coming to the plate as he's looking in astonishment and surprise at his pitcher as his pitcher steps on home plate after that home run. Red Ryan just shaking his head in disgust as Taveras steps to the plate. Taveras, his first time up, singled into left field. Here's the pitch from Ryan. Defensive check on Santa. Santa, he chops one in front of the plate. Santa up, fields it, then butterfingers it and drops it And Tavares is safely on first with a E2 as Santep cannot make the play. And we have a runner on the first error of the game, and Phil Garner coming to the plate. Garner digs in. Ryan a little shaken by the last two batters, home run and an error, and Red Ryan's trying to gather himself as Tavares takes a slight lead. Here's the pitch to Garner. Boy, we're getting high rolls. Garner, who is a C-rated batter against the righty Ryan. That C10 is a single, two dot single. That means Tavares will be safely on at third, so we'll have runners on the corners with one out, and the action is getting heated here in the third inning. And one out, runners on the corner, and you got Dave Parker, the A hitting Parker, coming to the plate. Ryan trying to get himself composed as Parker steps in. Here is the pitch. And that will go to the batter's card. On that A7 is the batter. And that's a hard hit single that will score Tavares and move Garner over to third as he hits it to the wall in right center field. It'll move Garner all the way over to third, and another run comes across, and we have a 4-2 game now. Runners still on the corner, one out, and Bill Robinson coming to the plate. Robinson, his first time up. Flew out to center field. Garner, Parker on base, Ryan with the pitch. And it's going to be the power column for Robinson. Robinson has a power. Double by Robinson. So now it's a 4-3 game, one out, runners on second and third, with Lee Lacy coming to the plate. And the runs are coming quickly here now in the third, as we got a 4-3 ball game, and Lee Lacy stepping to the plate, only one out. Ryan into the windup in the pitch, Lacy. And we're getting high rolls. Lacy, that he's a D-rated batter, and he singles into left field, takes Thomas to the wall. Thomas is going to try to get Robinson, who is heading for home. But the throw is too late, and we now have a 5-4 game as Pittsburgh has brought 5 runs across here in the bottom of the third. And this is not a low-scoring game so far in this game, as we still have one out and 5 runs already plated here in the third for the Pirates as Omar Marino steps to the plate. Here's the pitch to Marino, and he strikes him out to finally stop the bleeding, as Red Ryan's rating has dropped from an A to a B after that 5th run coming across, but that roll of 1 will still get him the K. Is now Del Barra stepping in. Lacy will be going on contact as Del Barra digs in. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a control check on Ryan, and he will strike him out as Bert goes down swinging for out number 3, but not after 5 runs come across here in the bottom of the 3rd. We have a 5-4 ball game here as we go to the 4th, and Bert Blyleven hoping to have a better inning than he did the last as Devo Johnson steps to the plate. Johnson, his first time up, grounded out to short. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. It's going to be a defensive check on the left fielder, Lacey. Lacey's a C defender. Fly ball lifted into left field. Lacey go over toward the left field line, drifting over, settles underneath it for out number 1. Can of corn. Canned corn. Cream corn. Canned corn. Never understood the can of corn phrase, but hey, we'll use it. As Judy Johnson steps to the plate. Johnson, his first time up, flew out right field. Blyleven into the stretch. Defensive check on the catcher, Nicosia. Chopped one in front of the plate. Nicosia, again, quick to pounce on it. Pounce on it. No pouncing. Pounces on it. Fires it to Robinson at first for out number 2. That'll bring Tucson Allen, or Tom Allen, to the plate. Allen on the day. Grounded out to second. Here's the pitch to Allen. Goes to the batter's card. Allen lifts a fly ball into right field. Parker waving off Marino as he drifts towards center field for out number 3. Much better inning for Blyleven as it was 3 up and 3 down, and we go to the bottom of the 4th with Pittsburgh up 5-4. And Steve Nicosia stepping to the plate. Nicosia catching for the Pirates has made pretty good plays behind the plate so far. He struck out his first time up, batting only 174 for the season. Here's the pitch to Nicosia. It's going to be control check. And he walks Nicosia. Nicosia gets a free pass from Ryan as he trots down to first. And that'll bring up Blyleven, who did the unexpected his last time up and homered off of Ryan. Kind of still chuckling over that one. Ryan this time goes into his windup. And this time there's no doing. He strikes out Blyleven. That's more like it, says Ryan. As Nicosia still stranded on first with 1 out, and Frank Taveras stepping to the plate. Taveras on the day has been on base both times. He singled his first time up and reached on an error by the catcher his second time as Red Ryan into the windup and the pitch. Taveras, the D hitting Taveras, lifts one into left field, shallow left field. Nicosia will remain on first for out number 2. That brings up Phil Garner. Garner's day is 1 for 2, singled his last time up. Here's the pitch from Red Ryan. Control check, and he walks Garner. Second walk in the inning as Ryan is struggling a little bit, but there are 2 outs with 2 runners on, and the dangerous Dave Parker stepping up. Here is the pitch, and Parker grounds one to third. Judy Johnson up with it. takes a side step over and steps on the bag for the 5 unassisted. The force out at third. And we go now to the 5th with our score 5-4, Pittsburgh. And Red Ryan coming to the plate. Blyleven looking at his counterpart into the stretch and the pitch. And he strikes out Ryan with that roll of 1. Ryan just watches the ball go by, doesn't even get the bat off his shoulder for out number 1. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Otto Briggs. Briggs on the day homered his last time up, a 2-run shot. Blyleven definitely doesn't want a repeat of that as he goes into the windup and the pitch. And he will not get that. But it will go to Briggs's card. And Briggs, continuing the hot hitting, hits one sharply by Garner at second into center field. Moreno up with it. Lead off, 1-out single by Briggs, and Briggs is safely on first. The A-rated speed of Briggs, as Blyleven goes into windup, Briggs breaks for second, and that probably wasn't a good idea, as Nicosia, with the good play behind the plate, comes up firing down to second, and Briggs is out by a mile on the good throw from Nicosia. He's caught stealing for the second out as Frank Warfield's at the plate. Warfield on the day is 1 for 1 with a walk. 2 plate appearances, has been on both times. Here's the pitch to Warfield. Warfield lines one to short. Tavares, with the quick reflexes, grabs that one out of the air for the L6 put out, and out number 3. Good defensive play by the Pirates in that inning as Nicosia gunned one out down to second with a caught stealing. And we go to the bottom of the 5th now, still 5-4 Pittsburgh, as Bill Robinson comes to the plate. Here's a pitch to Robinson from Ryan. The D hitting Robinson lifts one into center field. Debo Johnson back to the warning track as it's hit deep, but not deep enough for out number 1. And that brings Lee Lacy back to the plate. Lacy singled his last time up, driving in some runs, as Red Ryan into the windup. Here is the pitch. Lee Lacy lifts one into left field. Thomas underneath it. Routine fly ball for out number 2. Now to bring the speedy Marino up to the plate. Marino on the day is hitless. He's 0 for 2. Struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch to Marino. And Marino grounds it sharply to third. Johnson up with it. Fires it over to Allen for out number 3. And we go to the 6th. with a score of 5-4, Pittsburgh. John Henry Lloyd coming to the plate. The A hitting Lloyd with A power. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Ground ball to third base. Delbera up with it. Fires over to Robinson for out number 1. That'll bring Louis Santa to the plate. Santa 0 for 2 on the day, grounding out both times. Hasn't got the ball out of the infield as Bert Blyleven with the pitch. It's going to be a defensive check on the center fielder, Marino. Marino breaks well on the ball, settles underneath it for out number 2 on the routine fly ball by Santa. That'll bring Clint Thomas up. Thomas on the day is 1 for 2 with a double in his first time up. Flew out to left field his last time. Blyleven with the pitch. It's going to be a defensive check this time on the right fielder, Parker. Parker loses it in the sun and off the glove for an E9 error by Dave Parker. So Thomas reaches on an error, and that brings up Johnson. The B hitting Johnson digs in, hoping to move Thomas around. Here's the pitch. And Blyleven strikes him out. Hold on. Maybe not. How many? I think Blyleven can, yeah, he can go 6. This is his fatigue inning. He does strike him out for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 6th with the Pirates still up 5-4. And Delbera stepping to the plate. Red Ryan with the pitch. All right, that D10 will be a single by Berra. Berra hits one past Lloyd at short. Hot ground ball gets into center field for a leadoff single by Delbera. And that'll bring up Steve Nicosia. Nicosia on the day is struck out and walked as he steps in, batting from the C rating. Here is the pitch. And he gets one to hit. That is in his power column. Nicosia's power is an A. He has good power. That A5 is a double that will score Berra from third as it rattles around in the left field corner. Berra will score all the way from first as Nicosia has driven in another run, and now it's 6-4 Pittsburgh as Bert Blyleven now back to the plate. Is 1 for 2 on the day with a home run from Blyleven. And now Red Ryan's rating, does it? No, he'd still be a B. Here is the pitch. And Blyleven gets another hit as he hits a single past Johnson at third that will move Nicosia over. And Bert Blyleven is 2 for 3 on the day, and that'll bring Frank Taveras back to the plate with runners on the corner and no outs. Infield in halfway to hopefully turn 2, and we'll see. It's a defensive check on the first baseman, Allen. He's an A-rated defender. He will make the play, but it will score Nicosia. That's just going to be a 3 unassisted. The ball was hit slowly. Nicosia breaking well from third. Will score, and Blyleven makes it over to second. We have 1 out now. 2 runs coming across here in the 6th. It's now a 7-4 game for the Pirates as Red Ryan into his windup as Phil Garner steps in. It will be a control check on Ryan, and he strikes out Garner for out number 2. Trying to stop the bleeding here in the bottom of the 6th as Dave Parker now steps back up. Parker on the day is 1 for 3. Grounded out to third his last time up. Ryan into the windup and the pitch. And Parker will get to swing away. Fly ball into right field. Briggs underneath it. For out number 3 as one is left stranded, but not after 2 more runs come across for Pittsburgh here in the bottom of the 6th. And we now have a 7-4 game. Pittsburgh as we go to the 7th. Blyleven on the mound. His rating will now drop to a C as this is his fatigue inning. And Judy Johnson stepping to the plate. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Goes to the batter's card. Johnson. Ground ball, too short. Tavares makes the play over to first. Out number 1. Allen coming to the plate. Is 0 for 2 on the day. Tom Allen, Tucson Allen. Here's the pitch. And Allen swinging away. Grounds it to short again. Tavares getting some action here in the 7th. Fields it. Fires it over to first. For out number 2. And then I'll bring up Red Ryan. Should I keep Red Ryan in or should I pull him? I think I'm going to pull him. Bring in a pinch hitter. Yeah, and it'll be Bismacki coming in to pinch hit. He is a A-rated batter with B power. And he's switch hits, so it's going to remain A-rated. As he faces Blyleven, Blyleven staring down Mackey as he goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. And Mackey does indeed get one to hit. But he just grounds it to Tavares once again, who's going to make all 3 putouts in this inning as he fires it over to first for the 6-3. Inning of the ending. I said that backwards. Ending of the inning. Now, I need a pitcher for the Hilldale Club. And let's see. Primarily coming up for the Pirates are mostly right-handed, except Marino. So, man, I'll bring in Ping Gardner. Gardner is an A-rated pitcher with B control. So Ping Gardner coming in. And he can go 2 innings before he fatigues, so he's probably going to close this one out. Gardner, as Bill Robinson steps to the plate. Gardner gets his warm-up toss in. Here is the pitch. And line drive to short. Lloyd makes the play as he just takes one small step to the side and basically catches it chest high for the L6 put out. And out number 1. That'll bring up Lee Lacy. Lacy on the day is 1 for 3 with a single. RBI scoring singles, but nonetheless. Gardner into the windup. Here's the pitch to Lacy. And he strikes him out. Lee Lacy doesn't even get the bat off his shoulder as it goes blazing by him for out number 2. And Omar Marino stepping to the plate. The lefty Marino will remain B-rated as Gardner into the stretch and the pitch. It's a defensive check on the center fielder Johnson. Johnson breaks well on the high fly ball by Marino that takes him to the wall, but settles underneath it for just a long out for out number 3. And we go to the 8th with the Pittsburgh Pirates still leading 7-4. And Blyleven now will drop to a D. So we'll try to get him out of this inning. As Otto Briggs steps to the plate. Here's a pitch from Blyleven. And that is a defensive check on the shortstop Taveras. Taveras is a D-rated defender. I'm not even sure why he's in the game. And that will be an E6 on Taveras as he lets Briggs on first as he boots it, the hard-hit ground ball booted by Taveras. And we have the runner on, the leadoff runner on. And Frank Warfield stepping to the plate. Blyleven holding Briggs on as he goes into the windup. Briggs breaks for second. And he is safe, barely, as he gets under the tag of Garner just by a hair. But a stolen base from Otto Briggs is now Frank Warfield with a runner in scoring position, hopes to move him over. It does go to Warfield's power card. It will be a long fly ball into center field that will move Briggs over. It's hit so deep that Briggs is able to break for third, and he gets over safely as he's moved over. And John Henry Lloyd now stepping to the plate. The A-rated Lloyd can be dangerous. Can make this game much tighter with one swing of the bat. Here comes the pitch. It's a defensive check on the center fielder Marino. Marino's a C-rated defender. Marino will make the play, but it's hit deep enough that it will score Briggs from third. So a run comes across here, and we now have a 7-5 game here. No one on, and Blyleven hoping just to get out of the inning with nothing else coming across as Louis Santa steps to the plate. Here's the pitch from Blyleven. Santa hits it sharply to short. Taveras, who's been very good at short in this game, fields it easily, fires it over to third for the 6-3 put out. And out number 3. And Blyleven gets through that inning only allowing one to come across, and that's going to be it for him today. So we're going to be seeing a new pitcher in the ninth, as Ping Gardner is still up for the Hilldale club as Del Barra steps in. The D hitting Barra against Gardner. Fly ball, center field. Debo Johnson underneath it for out number one. And that's going to bring Steve Nicosia to the plate. Nicosia on the day is 1 for 2 with a double and a walk and a strikeout. Nicosia hitting from the C rating. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, left field. Thomas under it. Out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. And that brings up Bert Blyleven, who is going to be pinch hit for because he's not going to pitch in the 9th. And that'll bring up Pop Stargels to the plate to pinch hit. Stargel, a B-rated batter with A power. As Gardner goes into the windup. That will go to the batter's card. And Stargel comes in and gets it done as he hits a single into right field in front of Briggs for a 2-out single by Willie Stargel. That'll bring up Frank Tavares. Stargel will be running on contact. Here's the pitch to Tavares. It's going to be defensive check on the catcher, Santup. And Santup, for the second time in the game, cannot field the chopper in front of the plate. And it's the second error on Santup, as it's another E2. Now we have 2 runners on. And Phil Garner stepping to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th. Garner on the day is singled, struck out twice, and walked. Garner digging in. Gardner wants to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. And he does give Garner one to hit, but he just grounds it sharply to short. Lloyd goes the quick route and just tosses it to Warfield for the 6-4 put out, and out number 3. Now we go to the top of the 9th with Pittsburgh up 7-5. And coming to the mound will be Kent Tekulve. He's an A-rated pitcher with B control. He's their closer. As Clint Thomas now steps to the plate. Thomas on the day is 1 for 3. He doubled his first time up. Tekulve into the windup and the pitch. Thomas. Line drive, too short. Tavares makes the play as he's been Johnny on the spot, or Frankie on the spot today, as he's made all the plays. His putouts have been flawless. That'll bring up Otto Briggs. Excuse me, Debo Johnson. Helps if I can read. Johnson on the day. As we go into the 9th, it's hitless. 0 for 3. Struck out his last time up as Tekulve into the long, lanky windup and the pitch. Ground ball to third. Barra up with it as Johnson is streaking down the first baseline. Del Barra fires it over to first, and they get Johnson by a step for out number 2. And it all comes down to Judy Johnson. And can they pitch hit for Johnson? He's D-rated. But sometimes the alternatives are not any better. Well, both of them are righties. No, Carr's a switch hitter, so he's going to come in. He'll be a C-rated batter, so we're going to up that a grade, see if that'll help. As Carr comes in to pitch hit to hopefully get something going here in the top of the 9th. As Colby looks at Carr, he goes into his windup and the pitch. It will be a control check on to Colby. To Colby with the big bender strikes out Carr for out number 3, and that is our ball game here in Pittsburgh. A 7-5 win by the home team. Pittsburgh Pirates 7-5. Bert Blyleven gets the win. Red Ryan gets the loss, going to 0-2, and Colby with the save. The MVP for the game is Otto Briggs for the Hilldale Club. So let's take a look at the box score. First, let me change our view. Make it a little easier for you to see. And let's go to our box score. Why was Briggs the MVP of the game? Let's take a look at what he did. Otto Briggs, 2 for 4 on the day with 2 RBIs. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it is a 7-5 Pirates win as they go to 5-4, and Hilldale drops to 2-7. Really struggling in this 9 games so far, and that is going to be our game from Pittsburgh today. Let's take a look at our standings so far. You got a very tightly contested League One with 3 teams 5-4, and then the 69 Mets at 3-6. So you got a 3-way tie in League One. In League Two, you got 2 teams up top, and then you got 2 teams that are really cellar dwelling. You got Oakland at 7-2, Boston at 6-3, and then the 56 Yankees at 3-6, and then the 2-7 Hilldale Club. So that is our standings. And let's take a look at our leaders in some categories. Batting average, you got Tommy Agee from the 69 Mets at 361. At runs, let's see. Home runs, Sandy Amaros leading with 5. RBIs, runs batted in, Rothrock with 8. So it's pretty diverse. Sandy Amaros is really leading in a lot of categories: on base percentage, slugging, on base slugging, runs, total bases, home runs. So Amaros is having a pretty good 9-game stretch here. Omar Moreno leading in stolen bases at 7, 1 up on Pepper Martin. So doing well. Let's take a look at the pitching leaders. Of course, with only a couple games pitched, the ERA, of course, with Jim Bibby at 0. I'd have to look at how many innings he's actually pitched. Blyleven is one of many that are 1-0 or 2-0. Well, you have several that have 2 wins. The Whip, Don Newcomb at .41. Amazing. It's pretty hefty. You got Tom Seaver leading in strikeouts, just ahead of Newcomb. And Seaver with a shutout. So some good stats going for some of these pitchers. This so far has been a pitcher's league. Wasn't today so much, as we had that big inning in the 3rd. But that is our game from Pittsburgh today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will tune in for more.